bridges, as we can see the cutting below with part of the bridge's support. Quite hard to believe this was in use till the late 80s, early 90s for a fuel depot nearby for none other than Texaco, one of our leading garage providers. As we face across the bridge, we face towards the site of Red Mile Station, which we can see is overgrown now. We can just about see where the track bed runs with that piece of dirt path under the trees. The old station master's house is there, but obscured. There's the other bridge support towards the station. So roughly around there is the site of Red Mile Station. As we can see, it's overgrown, but there's a little path heading through. So I'm not sure if that's classed as an unmarked footpath or if that's what's left of the old ballast when they must have lifted the rail up. But for that to still be under British Railways Board control, like I say, that's a very old sign, because apparently, according to what I read, in 2001 the British Railways Board actually was ceased to exist, because at the time Railtrack were the ones operating the lines and then Network Rail took over. So this line, I'm not sure if this line is either abandoned, so basically it's still classed as active but mothballed / abandoned, or if it's actually a closed railway but the signs haven't been taken or changed since. This is really a mystery to me. And then there's the master's house, so I'm going to assume that's the station master's house, now a private residence. But I'm not going to go down there because it's a private drive. So we'll head on to the next one now. So as we pan around and get ready to depart Red Mile Station, we will now head to the site of Stafford Junction. So as we stand near the site of Stavan Junction, it's an important junction that used to connect the town of Bingham to the line where it would carry on to Nottingham, and you would also get the services heading towards Northampton and Melton Mowbray, as well as Leicester Belgrave Street. Today, as we can see, Stavan Junction is occupied by a load of trees. The alignment's quite obvious, but within a private field. So roughly around here is the site of Stafford Junction. This was a junction with lines converging off at multiple directions before you came into Harvey and Stafford Station, which we'll go to next. I can't access it, but I'll put some more information about Stafford in the description in the video later. But roughly there, the railway begins where that big path cuts through the middle of those trees, and then it carries on through those trees and a bit further up past that top, and eventually it splits off up there. But I can't get to it as it's not publicly accessible. I'm standing behind this fence, so it's not to trespass. But yeah, that's roughly near the site of Stafford Junction. We'll now head to the site of Stafford and Harvey Station, or Harvey and Stafford Station rather, and see what remains. So Stavan Junction acted as basically the junction for the line to Nottingham via Bingham, the line to Newark-on-Trent via Bottesford, and then obviously the line into Melton Mowbray North and onto Leicester Belgrave Street or Market Harbour onto Northampton Castle. So this junction was important at the time for these branch lines in the area. We can enter the site of Harvey and Stafford Station. This bridge is what carried the railway over the road, serving the villages of Harvey and Stafford on the Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire border. So up there is the site of Harvey and Stafford Station. It's at the villages of Harvey and Stafford, and nothing remains other than a timber yard up there. The old railway bridge is here on the main road, but isn't accessible. So not much to document. We'll head off to the next one. So this is the site of Long Clawson and Hose Station. This are the villages of Long Clawson and Hose. Not much I can see of the station here. Apparently on Google Maps this is roughly the site of the station in this field, but I can't access it, so I can't really say if it remains or not, but from what I can see it possibly doesn't, as it's now looks like a private track to a farm or a field owned by a farm. But hopefully we'll have some better luck at our next stop, which will be the Long Clawson Tunnel. So the dates for Red Mile, Harvey and Stafford and Long Clawson and Hose Station were 1879 to 1962, closing to regular passengers in 1953, but to summer excursions in 1962 and to freight in 1964. But there we go, guys. There's the Long Clawson Tunnel. Let you take a moment to take it all in. Beautiful. Okay guys, let's now head to the next station. This was the Long Clawson Tunnel. And I'm glad we found this little hidden relic on this journey, because this makes it just the more impressive and interesting. So if you want to come here, and this is the lay-by I was speaking about. So if you're a tunnel enthusiast or explorer and you want to check out abandoned places, here on Landyke Lane, near Long Clawson / Harvey, you can pull on here, roughly where my car's parked, go over that public footpath, walk down and go and explore that part if you want to see the Long Clawson Tunnel. But as you saw back there, it's boarded off and there's a door there, so I don't know how far you'd get into it, but that's heading back towards Newark / Bottesford. This way now towards Melton Mowbray. I'll see you at the next one. As we depart the Long Clawson Tunnel, over the next station, Skullford Station. This was a junction station serving the village of Skullford in Leicestershire. This was also where the Waltham on the Wolds branch line left. As we can see today, it now forms an industrial estate, and the road leading up to it also uses Skullford, a nice miniature railway here in this purpose-built garden, which is nice to see a bit of railway homage paid to near the site of Skullford Station. And there's the old station master's house and station site. So this is Skullford Station in Leicestershire near Melton Mowbray. This station is the station is up there past the bend, and it's now a private residence with a couple of what look like old station cottages, and to the left is like a bungalow, but I'm not sure if that's original or built on part of the track bed. Now Skullford actually has a little bit of an interesting history, because it wasn't just on the line between Melton Mowbray and Bottesford / Newark-on-Trent. It was also the start and pretty much the terminus of the branch line to Waltham on the Wolds, which was a very short track branch to the nearby village of Waltham on the Wolds in Leicestershire. Now Skullford Station has been immortalised on the top there, although obviously not the original logo. And obviously we've now got a family agriculture with grains, merchants and farm waste recycling. So it is open to the public, and it's down there. And what's interesting is beyond that fence is actually like a little miniature railway which runs around a little bit of a garden. You can see it from the fencing, and obviously I'm not sure if that's a public thing or a private thing, but
it's quite interesting to see a little bit of a railway themed thing around here, even though it's no longer an active station or any active lines coming through here. Melton Mowbray North. I'll see you there.
Arrive at the site of Melton Mowbray North Station. This was a station serving the town of Melton Mowbray, best known for the Melton Mowbray pork pies and other things.
So around here is the site of Melton Mowbray North Station. This served the town of Melton Mowbray and was one of two serving the town. This has now been occupied by a big store called Quality Discount and some factory units behind this fence. Part of this is now by a discount garden centre and a footpath going round. So sadly nothing remains of Melton Mowbray North Station other than this car park which sits on the site. So this pretty much brings an end to this the last station here in this part of the line between Melton Mowbray and Newark-on-Trent via Bottesford.
Thank you. It was a very interesting shoot and I really appreciate you spending some time watching this video with me. So please hit that like, share and subscribe for more content. I enjoyed doing this and I hope you did too, and I shall see you all in the next video.